creating your Facebook brand page. In this lesson, I'm going to walk you through how to create your Facebook brand page. So creating a Facebook brand page is a two-step process. Once you have the shell built, you can add more and more features if you wish. However, there are some basic elements you must have, and we will be using this page throughout the product launch process. Brand page dimensions. You can go to facebook.com/pages sizes dimensions/ to see all the different dimensions of the different objects on the Facebook page. The ones we're most interested in are the cover photo, which should be 851 by 315 pixels, and the profile image or logo must be at least 180 by 180 pixels. And to create your page, you just want to go to facebook.com/pages/creation. So let's go there and start building our Facebook brand page. Okay, by following the link, you'll come to this page. And as a reminder, that's facebook.com/pages/creation. Once you get here, under the business or brand box, you want to click on Get Started. Next, you want to name your page. So use your brand name. So I put outdoor squared in here. And then you need to find a category. And you just want to find a broad category that matches your brand. So I'm going to type in outdoor to start with. And you can see I've got outdoor and sporting goods company, which is pretty much perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Also outdoor equipment store. But basically you just want to find a category that matches your brand as close as possible. And it can be broader. For instance, if it just said outdoor and sporting goods or outdoor sports or something like that, that would still be okay. But I'm going to click on outdoor and sporting goods company. Now it's going to ask you for a street address. Now, if you haven't already set up a company, you can use your home address. However, if you're selling in the USA and you don't live in the USA, you can just use a made-up address, and you can always come back and change it later. Now, you can always find a street address by just going to Google, picking an American city and typing in a big store like Walmart or Best Buy or something like that. So for instance, you go to Google and type in Las Vegas Walmart address, and it will give you some different addresses, and then just use that street name and just pick a random number. So I know there's a road in Las Vegas called South Fort Apache Road, so I've just put in 4645 South Fort Apache Road. And I'm going to start typing in Las Vegas, and you can see it's giving us some options. So I'm going to click on Las Vegas, Nevada. And then for the zip, you can just use Google again. And in fact, you can just use the zip code you found when you were searching for address. Now again, if you live in the USA, you can use your home address if you have not got a business address set up. And if you live in the UK and you're selling in the UK, you want to use a UK address. So I've put the zip code in, 89148. I'm not putting a phone number in there. There's absolutely no need to do that right now. And then you want to check the box that says don't show my address. What that means is on your page, it's just going to show the city and state. Once you've filled out that, you just click on continue. Now it's asking us to add a profile picture. So for this, I'm actually going to use my logo. Now, obviously I haven't created a logo for this company because it's not a real company. But I just went and grabbed a logo from Google Images. But you should have your logo created by the time you do this, and just upload that. And remember the dimensions, we mentioned earlier. So I'm going to click on upload a profile picture. And this is the one I'm using, outdoor squared logo. I'm going to double click on it. Now I might have got an error here. I will find out when I get to the next page. Next, it's asking for a cover photo. So again, I've created a cover photo. If you've got any kind of Photoshop skills, you can create the picture yourself for your cover, or as I will show you a little bit later in this lesson, it's a very, very simple and cheap thing to go and get it created for you on Fiverr.com. But I'm going to click on upload a cover photo, and this is my cover photo. I'm going to double click on it, and it's taken me on to the next step. Now I'm just going to close this box. Facebook will continue to show you all these options that they're recommending you do. But the first thing we'll notice here, it hasn't added that cover. So it could be a problem with the image, but if you don't see a cover picture here, click on add a cover, click on upload photos video, and again I'm going to try double clicking on this one, and there you go. You can see it's worked. Now you can see this drag to reposition. All you need to do is hold down the left mouse key and you can move the image around. Mine is pretty much perfect in terms of size, so it's actually not going to move very much. But once it's uploaded, click save. And I'm actually going to change this image at the end of the lesson because I'm actually noticing here that it's got a web address on it. So I'll just click on save, and there you go. You can see we've got our cover image. So we've now got our logo and our cover image. Now if you notice on the left hand side here, you can see home, posts, reviews. click on the See More button, and it's going to show you more options. And the one we want to go to first is About. Now, I'm actually going to be showing you stuff on the About page that is actually covered here. Add a short description and also create a username for your page. Facebook are giving you instructions on what to do, and you can see all page tips if you want, but I'm going to do it through the About page so you can see how to do it if those messages aren't there. So I'm going to click on About, and then I'm going to scroll down, and you can see we've got the category and we've got the name. And the first thing we're going to do is create a page username. Now, if you've never built other pages, it might not allow you to do this straight away, but a little later on I'll cover some ways that you can get around this if you have an issue. But I'm going to click on Create Page Username, and then you just want to type your brand name in after the @ symbol. Now you can see here you are allowed up to 50 characters, so you shouldn't have an issue using your brand name if you follow the training on creating your brand name so that a Facebook page with the same name doesn't exist. If it does, just modify it slightly. But I'm going to type in outdoor, and just to show you what happens, you can see this username isn't available. It contains words that aren't allowed on Facebook. What that actually means is that this username is taken. But I'm going to add the squared. Now you can see I've got a green tick, so I can use that username. So I'm going to click on Create Username, and you can see it's gone through. Now I have literally about 50 pages that I've created in the past, so it's probably going to allow me to do this straight away. But as I mentioned before, if you have any issues, then just keep watching. I'll cover some ways of getting around it, and then if you're still stuck, go and post in the community. But I've got my username, so I'm going to click on OK. Now you can see it's not using it yet, so I'm going to refresh, and now you can see I've got outdoor squared. So there's a lot of other options on here that you can change or add, but I'm going to show you the ones you need to add. All the others is up to you. However, stay away from entering your phone number right now. If you've got your brand domain name set up, then you can enter your email. But the next thing I'm going to do is enter website. Now, I haven't actually built my website yet, but I have registered the domain, so I'm going to put that in. And the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to build that website. So I'm clicking on Enter Website, and I just put in the web address, and then I just click Save. And there we go. The website's being added. The next thing we're going to do is edit the About message. So I'm going to click on it. And this is just a short description. And basically it's 255 characters. Now I just put Outdoor Squared as an online outdoor sports equipment store. In fact, I'm going to make that company. You can write a little bit more, but just remember you don't want to go over the 255 bytes or characters. And then I'm going to click Save. So we've now got a short about me, and you can make it longer. So that's everything we want to change in this row. But the other thing we're going to look at here is the Our Story, and it's tell people about your business. This is your opportunity to let your customers know what your company or brand is all about. And essentially it should be your company mission statement. But I'm going to click on Tell People About Your Business. And you can see it's add a photo that helps tell your story. You can choose one you've already posted to your page or add something new. If I click on the next, choose a tagline or title that represents your business and helps people know your story. Click on next again. Tell people about your business, and that's where you put in more information, but I'm just going to click on done. So I'm going to click on the cover photo, and you can come up with different photos here, but I'm actually just going to use my cover photo. Now again, I am going to come back and change this image, but then the title, you can just put your brand name or a little bit more. So I've just put Outdoor Squared Sports and Outdoors. Now I'm not going to get very creative here. I'm just going to put the bare minimum in. But if you need ideas, go and look at your competitors' pages, see the kind of thing they're doing. But obviously do not copy what they've done. Now, under write something, I'm just going to write a longer description than I wrote before. So as you can see, I've put Outdoor Squared as a small family business based in Las Vegas, USA. We specialize in creating high quality products using the highest quality raw materials. Our products are designed and created by specialists with a love for the outdoors and sports, so you can be sure our products are perfect for anyone with a passion for the outdoors and sports. Now, as you can see, as I said, I'm not creative. I'm just putting information in here. You should spend more time on writing this. But there is limited formatting. If I highlight the Outdoor Squared here, you can see I can make it bold. And you've also got italics, and you can also link. So you could link to your website, for instance. But I'm pretty good with that, so I'm just going to click on Publish. And there we go, we've got a little story. Now, this is something new to Facebook. In the past, it was just a longer description, but it's something that you should fill out. And as I said, be more creative than me and spend more time writing it. So we're getting pretty close now, but the next thing we want to do is I've scrolled up is to click on the settings button in the top right. Now there's a ton of different things you can choose to change, edit, and pretty much it's up to you whether you want to do it. But there's one very important thing you need to do, and that's here, visitor posts. By default, Facebook allow anyone to post on your Facebook page. and we just want to modify that a little bit. So if I go across and click on the edit, you want to allow visitors to the page to publish posts. You want to allow them to post photos and videos, but you want to check this box that says review posts by other people before they are published on the page. What this means is that when someone posts on your page, it will not go public until you've reviewed it. Now, you can disable posts by other people. However, you want people to post on your page because it starts building engagement, and it's very important. You also might get customers posting reviews and things like that. But if you leave this box unchecked, you'll also get people spamming your Facebook page, which you obviously don't want. You must check on the box to review posts by other people. Once you've done that, you want to click on Save Changes. And you'll now see post moderation is turned on. So any post needs to be approved by you before it goes live. Now, as I said, you can go through and look at these other options, and we may use some of these options later in the course. But for now, we're just doing the bare minimum to get our page set up. And that's pretty much it. Anytime you want to see your page, in the top left, you just want to click on page. Now you can see Facebook will continue to show you messages on things it's recommending you do. Now, by all means, take their advice if you want to. If you don't, you can just click on the cross box to delete the messages. Now, this is the first step. So we've built the bare bones of the site. We've built the skeleton. What we want to do now is add some content. Now, we will be talking about content later in this module, but to start with, we just want to start adding content. Now, you can write the content yourself, or you can share other people's content. I'm going to show you how to do that. If you want to write your own post, then all you need to do, it's exactly the same as posting on your timeline. You would just come down here, click in the write something box, and write your article or some tips on something connected to your brand, but anything interesting at all. Now you can also add photos or videos, and there's a bunch of other things you can do. But I'm going to recommend, just to get going, that you use other people's content. So let's take a look at how you do that. So we want to look for related content to our brand. So my brand is about outdoors and bikes. So I've just gone to Google and typed in mountain bike articles. Now it's important to realize that we're seeding the content for our site right now. We don't have a product to sell. We just want to add content to our Facebook brand page so it looks like a real page, and also to start trying to gain some followers. Now, the one thing you want to avoid is posting about other products that are similar to the ones you might be selling. You just want to look for interesting content. So you can see this article here, The Roots of Dirt, How Mountain Bikes Went from Clunkers to Global, whatever it is. So I'm going to open it in a new tab. So here's the article. Now straight away you can see on the left here we've got this Facebook icon, and that enables you to share this content on Facebook. Sometimes it will just be the icon, and sometimes it will say share. So all I need to do to share this article is to click on the Facebook icon, and it's going to open up a page on Facebook. Now the first thing you'll notice is it's got my personal profile here. It's saying Rich Henderson, and we want to post it as our page. To do that, you need to click on share on your timeline in the top left, and then you want to click on share on a page you manage. It's then going to bring up this drop down. Now I'm not going to bother blurring out this page because this page is about 8 years old and I no longer use it, but you just need to click on the drop down and find the page you've created for your brand. So I found the Outdoor Squared link and I clicked on it, and you can see it also appears over here on the far right. Once you've done that, you can just say something about the article. So I've just put, this is a really cool article about mountain bikes. And then in the bottom right, all I need to do is click on Post to Facebook. Then if we go back to our page and I click on Posts, you can see we've added some content. Now when a visitor clicks on this page, they will be taken to the other site to read the entire article. So it's not ideal, but when you're first starting out, all we're interested in doing is seeding content onto our Facebook page, and we'll be doing the same thing with the website. Once you've started gaining visitors and your product's ready to launch, then you want to start posting your own content, but that's for later on. So we've added our article, but another really cool thing to add to your page is videos, because videos are very entertaining for most people. So you can do this on YouTube, and you can also do it on Facebook, but I'll show you YouTube first. So I've opened up YouTube and I just typed in mountain bikes, and now I'm just going to look for something that looks interesting. Now you don't want to pick a really long video, and we're seeing a lot of these videos are very long, but this one looks quite interesting. It's 6 minutes 39, and if you put your mouse over the video you can see it. So for anyone interested in mountain bikes, this might be an interesting thing to watch. So I'm going to click on the title. Now it's going to start auto-playing straight away. I've just paused it. But then under the video, you want to click on share and then click on Facebook. You can also copy the URL and paste it into a post, but it's easier just to click on the Facebook share button. Again, it's going to open a page. And again, I'm going to click on the drop down and select share on a page you manage. And then I'm going to find the correct page. Once I've done that, I'm just going to type in a bit of text. So I've just typed in crazy mountain bike video, check it out. And then I'm going to click on post to Facebook. And now if I go to post, click on it again, you can see we've got this link. And again, if they click on this link, it takes them to YouTube to watch the video. However, you can keep them on your page with the video. To do that, I'm going to type in mountain bike video into the Facebook search and click search. And you can see it's showing you all these different videos. So if I wanted to share this one, I could click on it. Then at the bottom, click on share and then share to a page. It's going to ask me where I want to share it. And again, I'm going to select outdoor squared and I'll just type sweet video. And when you write these descriptions, you should make them 3 or 4 sentences long, but then click on post. And then you get the message that it was successful. And then if we go back to our page and click on posts, you can see that we've got another video, but this time it's actually playing inside our post. So they're not going to click to go anywhere else. So if you can find interesting videos on Facebook, use those rather than YouTube. But that's essentially how you add content to your Facebook page. And you just want to do this on a regular basis. You can see it just takes a few seconds. So when you first launch your page, I recommend you do this at least once a day. Just go and add an interesting piece of content to your Facebook page. But a couple more things before we leave. When I added my address right back at the beginning of this video, I used an address in Las Vegas. Please do not use that street. If everyone starts using that street, Facebook are going to become very concerned. Just find your own street to use if you don't live in the US yourself. And the final thing is, I said I'd show you how to get a cover image created really easily and cheaply. So we're going to go to Fiverr.com. So once you get here, you can sign in and then just type into the search box, Facebook cover image and click search. Now you're going to find an absolute ton of options here to choose from. And to be honest, it's quite a simple thing for any designer to do, so you don't have to get too strict with who you choose. But just go and choose one of these people and get your Facebook cover image created for you. One thing I will point out, so that I don't have to mention it when we look at Twitter and at Pinterest, is that most of these gigs will also do a Twitter and Pinterest image for you, and even your YouTube. So I did mention I was going to cover Facebook username issues. So if you have any issues creating a username for your brand page, there is a way around this. However, even if this fails, it's not critical right now. Continue adding your content, and once you start getting followers, you will be able to create the username. But if you want to try and do it right now, you can add a phone number to your personal account, and that is your actual Facebook personal profile, not your Facebook brand page. If you add a phone number, then go back, go to your Facebook brand page and see if you can add your username. If that still doesn't work, you can add a friend to the page and make them an admin and see if they can change the username. It may sound strange, but it does work quite a lot of the time. Now, if you still have issues, post in the community and we will help you. So we've covered how to create your Facebook brand page and add some initial content. In the next lesson, you will discover how to create a simple yet effective brand website. Your action step, build your Facebook brand page and add a few posts to get it going. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.